Well, hello people, and welcome back to part 3 of Town to City. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Welcome back to this wonderfully cozy city builder everyone. I made some good progress last episode, bringing artisans into the town, of course. But today, I'd like to begin exploring the farming mechanics of this wonderful city builder in the town of Fontabrach, which is a gentle valley lake bordered by fertile grounds, paints the picture of a farmer's village ready to be brought to life. Let's start this level then, shall we? So when we're seeing this is a whole new area. So we're essentially playing with 3 maps in one city, aren't we, in this game, which is a fun approach. Welcome to Fontabrach, our farming town. Let's start your journey by setting up the first farmhouse. So we're back at a train station in a very different map. Got a huge body of water here to play with, which I think will be a lot of fun to build some farms around. So we have a new house now. So is this a whole new? No, so some of our stuff does carry over. So I wonder if we'll also be employing artisans in this town. We have the options to build their homes. So we have townsfolk residence and a farmer's residence. We have to build a farmhouse, okay. Well, let's start with our dirt road. Because I guess do I want dirt coming out the train station? Probably not. We'll hold control with the brick road. And then we'll draw this up toward the coastline. And then off here, I suppose I'll go down to a dirt road. I'm going to keep this, I guess, quite gridded, so I'm not sure how the farms are going to behave. Let's have our first road, or first dirt road. I'll hold our farms down here. And then we'll build our first townsfolk, or farmer's residence. Which is quite big, isn't it? So save a little bit of room for some detailing. I imagine I'm going to want quite a lot of fence in here. You would like a comfortable house. Well, I think you're going to become farmers, whether you like it or not. Fast forward our building animation here. And then you. You have housed your first farmer residence. This family will take care of the land and can't be employed elsewhere. Farmers have settled in. Let's research the first crop. So we have an entirely separate research tree. Wowzers, trousers, everyone. I didn't even notice that second tab up there, you know. Maybe that was only available here. Research the grape crop, which we can then turn into wine. Let's plant the first crops. Let's click on our farmhouse and open the farm tab. This menu allows you to access your crop brushes and an overview of the farmhouse. So it's the same function as the road tools, is it? My word, everyone. So I can paint out just straight fields in different shapes and sizes. That is incredibly cool. Yeah, that's fine. We will process them. So we have a max square meterage of 3,400. That's so cool. Okay, so that's it, is it? Okay, can we delete the field? We can, yeah. Okay. So amazing. Paintable fields might seriously be one of the better farming mechanics I think we might have ever seen in a city builder. Is that too bold? Is that too bold to say that? I'm gonna say it anyway. Just keep drawing up these little rows until we hit the max square meterage, which is there. The crops are planted, but they still need to be used for commerce. So I guess we want to place our winery, which should be under food. At small workforce and above average production, requires grapes, replaced 0 times in a city. Well, I think certainly this looks like a nice building for the waterfront, doesn't it? So let's continue our brick road through here. I think we're on 6, were we, or 7? I guess I'll keep this main street running down because we're going to have markets here and whatnot. It's not going to all be farms, is it? And then in our commerce, we'll place our winery right on the storefront here. I guess we're going to need a warehouse for these guys as well, right? Let's make sure our farmer residents are happy and productive. Happier farmers produce more crops. Farmers won't have their crops available for commerce if the happiness drops below 60%, which they currently are. So yeah, you just want your usual food and clothing then, don't you? Same with you, we will also give you some workers once we get some houses in. So let's set up a basic structure here. I think I'm quite happy to have a lot of it in this little corner. So let's set up some plaza. I'm going to leave a little bit of space for some trees between the farm and the road, I think. And then let's just use our control feature to paint this out. There we go. Let's get that decoration into while we remember perhaps some large trees between here and the vineyards. Let's also check out that fence as well, shall we? That's going to be... But if we don't do fence or hedge? Might do hedge. I'm not sure. I'm spoiled for choice, everyone. I think hedge with vineyards, right? If we're growing grapes, I think the hedge is maybe a bit better. That's fine then. We'll try out a few different ideas. So it now wants us to build a granary, a large warehouse that collects crops from active farms, worker demand based on the amount of land per farmhouse. Well, I think I definitely want this in and amongst the fields. I think that'll be quite cool, won't it? So let's put it back here. And then we'll draw up a dirt road to this building. That'll build us a granary, which should look very cool, surrounded by fields, once we get all those in. It's quite tall farm buildings, aren't they? Wonderful. And we need more workers, of course, for the granary to function. So let's now bring in those basic resources. We'll have a townsfolk residence. You guys can live. Let's create a bit of a waterfront here, shall we? Give us 3 families. And then we'll give these the basic cheese stores. You want to go straight to a butcher's? We could do. That will also supply the farm as well. Yes, I think I'll do a butcher's then. Let's get all these people moving in. And we can start to stock our basic supply chains. I guess we don't need a warehouse, will we? Because these guys will do it. We need 3 of them so far. And a worker in the winery. Now we can open the economy menu and locate the farming production tab. This is where you can view information regarding your crops and crop-powered buildings. This information is relevant only to the current map. So we've built our winery. Winery crops are received. And we'll generate 50 points. So it's not receiving any crops. Because the building is not connected to a warehouse, of course. So let's add, if we're going to have a lot of our commercial here, and in this block, I guess I'll just keep the warehouse over this side as well. More families. Also add a butcher. And 2 labourers here. Which we will need some more families. So we'll grab our brick road again. Let's maybe try to create some different size streets. So we'll come here. Yeah, that's fine. We're making you happy, don't worry about that. I'll bring this up to that little lake, which I think I'll make as part of the town. Using something quite fun we did last episode, actually, with the dirt road tour. And we'll come down here. And then I basically just want to paint all the edge of the lake as walkable surface. So then, like, they'll go and walk around it and just use it as, like, a space to enjoy, you know, get some benches around there. Now let's add some more townsfolk residents in. Keep a few of them come in here. And now we can stock our final warehouse worker. should keep everyone supplied. Fantastic. So not enough crops are being sent to this building. Guess that'll just be a case of waiting for them to arrive, won't it? It's just such a remarkably pretty game, isn't it? Yeah, so let me know how many of you picked up Town to City. Not quite a few of you on the channel are enjoying this game. And for good reason. It's an awful lot of fun to play. Real detail-focused city builder. I'm not sure why you're not receiving your crops. You should be. I guess maybe we just have to get them above the happiness. I guess we could give them a clothes shop. That is one of their valuables. Let's do clothing store. We don't need the luxury just yet. And can we squeeze you in here somewhere? I will use all this space behind the buildings. Let's not snap the pathway in this instance. And we'll have our clothing store on the corner. We'll also have workers in the clothing store as well. So that should boost their happiness, which will hopefully increase their crop production. He also wants some home decoration, which we can do. Let's add some small potted flowers. Can we still add to these buildings? Of course we can. Maybe a little light outside his house. So the signpost on the street corner as well. Directing you to various wineries, etc. Oh, it's cute, this population coming in. One thing I did want to try was a little bit of garden detailing for some of these little row homes. Why don't we try use tall wooden fence? And I'll do this as realistically as we can. And then the same again. Basically out this side. I'll probably draw the road out for these first. That'll make it a bit easier. And then we'll have this one right next to the station. And that can just go along. Although I didn't do that with the straight tool, did I? We should still be okay though. And let's just redraw these fences here. And then one basically down the middle. Lack of fence snapping is something I hope gets added to the game. And then we'll have our little stretches of fence. So just mark out each garden. And that's actually really sweet, isn't it? And then we can fill this with appropriately sized garden detailing. Maybe a little well. Also chuck in some benches here too. Although I'm not sure if I'll actually come and make it to these benches. I imagine not if the fence is in the way. Not a parasol. Okay, another bench underneath. A couple of flower beds too. Very nice. And we'll decorate all these houses with a little light. Just above the door. Which I think really shines in the night time. We get some really nice lighting in this game, don't we? Wonderful. Welcome in. Really? You're not classed as near water? It's like right there. Can you not just be happy with that? That's fine. We will give her a waterfront home over here. So I'm not sure why you're not receiving crops. You're producing 30 and have 28 demand. Okay, I think our granary is too far away. So I'm going to move it into the center of town here. Oh, you idiot. I had the thing ticked for not receiving. Was that the whole thing all along? Stupid egg. I didn't realize that was a toggle. There we go. Well, I don't mind the granary in the town anyway, so I'll be happy with that. That's alright. And then last people to move in, yes please. We could also upgrade some homes, although we don't really have a ton of money just yet. There's a person here who also wants farm decorations, which we don't have a ton of at the minute. But I guess we can make some archways if this counts as farm decoration. We'll have one here on the park as well. And we just got our first crop-powered building unlocked as well. Very nice. With achievement for it, at least. And then let's continue our homes. Yeah. Oh, look at that. They're using the back gardens. Isn't that brilliant? They do walk through the fence, but the back gardens actually get used, which is very cool. Very nice. Suppose you could create like a walkable alleyway with a dirt road too. To actually kind of make an alleyway behind the homes, I suppose. Let's keep this brick road going around the mountain. And then I suppose I'll hook you in here to a larger brush. Something like that seems pretty nice, doesn't it? And then we should be able to satisfy some farming and water people over here. Well, we're not going to get one on the corner there. That's okay. We'll leave that as a nice treed corner or something. Come back to my fences here. We'll continue our tall wooden fence. This person on the end can have a much bigger garden. It's minus 4%. I guess they want more archways. I assume we're going to unlock some more. Anyway, let's get some research center points going. This way we can start to unlock more crops. Maybe here by the lake. Sure. Fits in quite nicely there, doesn't it? But super high happinesses for most people by some unhappy farming people. What do you want? With apparel shops nearby. Well, why don't we upgrade this home? Or not, because it's too expensive. Well, we'll save you then, because you can come live here. When we upgrade that to a 2-story home. How many spare workers do we have? 10? Okay, let's fill this right up then. We'll start getting those research points going. I guess we don't need to build another mayor's home here, do we? We do have the option. It says 0 times placed in the city. So I suppose we'll have a residence here too. It turns over the croppage. What can we unlock? Corn and wheat. I'm very keen to see a cornfield. Or a wheat field, rather. Hay decorations. That sounds nice for making a little farmer's market, doesn't it? So let's get our second farmers in then. So we'll have them... I guess a bit of a farmer's row here. Hopefully this won't be too annoying to encroach upon the other crop field. Hopefully there is a bit of resistance to it. And we'll do wheat fields. We'll do wheat. Or should we keep this all grapes? No, we'll try different ones. We'll try different ones. So, there is a rock in the way. We should be able to delete that if the technology carried over. It did. Should remove some of those trees as well. What we have for square footage here? Can we just push that right up to the tunnel? Up to about there, it would seem. You don't come and live over here. You come and be our farmers. And you want flower decorations, which we can immediately remedy. Let's give you some of those potted sunflowers, perhaps. Should keep her happy. The worker required, or quite a few actually, for the new wheat farm, which did unlock those farming decorations for us. So will the scarecrows just go in the field? Oh, they do. Look at that. Isn't that cool? You can just place your own scarecrows. The hay cart will even go nearby as well. Okay, well let's detail it with the hay cart by the wheat field, shall we? I reckon we can have a bit of fun here. Let's bring in a dirt road, quite wide. That comes up the side of the farmhouse. That's where I really like to use it as like a surface paint, you know. And we'll have the hay cart, like the farmers working here. A little outdoor storage detailing. Maybe there's some other crops that will function here. Nothing overly farm specific, is there? Is there anything else in the research tree? Let's grab the corn. And that gives us the bakery. Okay. Maybe a little bit of fence in here as well. Definitely the wooden fencing will come in nicely here, won't it? A small wooden fence. That just marks off the start of the farmer's land. And then perhaps another little dirt road that comes and intersects between these fields here. That can go up and over the hill to something else in the future. Fantastic. We have no available houses by the cliff just yet, sorry. The clothing store employee required. Super. Another farm. Just unlocked corn, didn't we? I guess we'll keep them over here. Let's change our power orientation slightly. Let's leave 3 speed on as well so we can actually accrue some money. That one there. And you might be happy here actually because this is right by a cliff. You can be our cliffside farmer. And then we'll do corn over here. Which I kind of like it to come this way. And then try and paint it out in rows. I'd like to have somewhat equal fields. Notice how they're all pretty much the same size, aren't they? All 3400. I definitely don't want it up here though. So close. There we go. So what's your issue? Granted, we can't transport to this building. That's just because we need another worker. And then hopefully we've got room for just a little bit more fence here. Just between road and farm. I'd say the anarchy isn't overly sensitive, which is nice, so you don't get the annoying collisions. And maybe a little tree line here between the lake and the farms. I don't even mind adding in like a bit of a curvy kind of desire line. Maybe where people are taking a little cut along the lake shore. And then cut that in a few places just back to the road. So good, isn't it? You can paint out these little walkable paths and just chisel them to the size you want. Amazing. Got that for road tools, everyone, and that just people will walk on that, and it's just amazing. Fantastic. Never be not blown away by the road tools in this game. Really struggling for money at the minute, actually. We definitely need to let the game run and play a little bit. Probably because I went for butchers as the first shop, right? That's probably costing us a bit more money. Probably better to go for the stalls, to be fair. Our research points have been used. Oh, the research points. Okay, so we're using a totally different currency here, aren't we? Okay. I've just realised that. Looks like we won't be able to spend them until we get to village in this town, at least, anyway. So, we'll just wait for these farm points to accrue. As everything takes along. We definitely will need more population at some point. So let's begin to add that in. And maybe some more homes along here. Try and keep everything clustered around the initial town for right now. At clothing shop, you can come live right next door. Now let's make a little bench for them here, a little plaza space. So let's add a block in the middle. And we'll have some benches that look out over this water here. With perhaps a little plant pot just as a bit of waterfront decoration. And let's come back to our plazas. Maybe a little sign to indicate the market. Let's do some vegetable stalls. Have one there. And a fruit stall. create a little like community hub here. No workers available. Let's take some out of the research center then, because we have too many points accruing in there now. We'll definitely burn those at some point. Comfortable regular house. There you go. Our warehouse also wants another worker. I have to say, I really like how Town to City just shows you the problems in your production chain. It's a very clear way of just understanding what's wrong. Isn't this a nice little plaza here on the water? Might even do another one of those little smaller walkable pathways off this one where people are just taking the shortcut, right? I think possibly. Do you want to go a tall fancy fence? Maybe not. It's not really the farm vibe, is it? Let's keep to the short wooden one. And then we'll run this just around the back of this little town plaza. Come on. Don't stop me now, Town to City. I've just been praising your anarchy abilities. Let's see if we can get a bit further on the road there. There we go. 2 stretches what it wants. Super. Let's begin to upgrade some homes on the waterfront. And then we can grab the bakery now. Small workforce and above average production value. The next one after that is 400 farm production. So let's come into our bakery, which is also going to provide 2 luxury as well. And we can get you in on the corner. What does it want to be in the end? Does it say? Requires corn and wheat. Okay, so we're producing both over here. And the granary is also storing those buildings, isn't it? Essentially acts as a crop warehouse. It looks like we can fit it there on the corner, overlooking the fields. Or we could put it up here, actually. Maybe on the hill is the best place for the wind farm. Although, did I accidentally just place it there? I did. Did not mean to do that. We will instead have it here on the entrance into town. Send a couple of workers onto that. Wonderful. Now seeing our functional little farm in town come to life. Which does feel very different from building the actual normal towns. It's nice to have kind of a whole separate farming district, you know? I really do like that. That should start producing us farming points, which will be nice. And then with the money we've got now, let's upgrade some more homes so we can continue to pack in more people into these dense squares. Behind this spot, I wouldn't mind developing maybe some painted ground. Do we want to try a bit of sand? Sand is nice, isn't it? I do like the surface painter. Got soft dirt, you got dark grass. We have some dark grass around the edge of the lake. Maybe with a little splatter. We even got dithering on the paintbrush. So you can like spatter it. Isn't that just amazing? So cool. So good. Simply outstanding, everyone. And then we're chucking a little park here, shall we? Add in a couple of benches. And then kids slide. Could have also done some more gardens here, I suppose, for those houses behind, but we can make do with this. And I think that'll probably do it. Maybe a little signpost here as well. Just on the corner. And we're going to do another fence here. Let's just have some randomized larger trees around this little playground space we've developed. Very nice. Love the ability to just fill little corners like this with functional props. Really, really like it. A few more upgrades. Let's bring these guys up. You want close to in a power shop. I mean, you're basically there. How close do you want to be? It's only around the corner. We're doing 4 farm points. We can unlock tier 2 now. New researchable items available. Farm point cap increased to 800. There's a whole new wave of crops unlocks. We've got 4 farming tiers, where we eventually get the lavender, pumpkins, medicinal herbs, hops, potatoes, boil them, mash them, stick them in a stew, tomatoes, and lettuce. Beeswax, cotton and roses. Utility decorations. Outstanding. Allows you to actually assure crops from any city with a global stockpile. Fantastic. So our technologies will interlink with our city stuff as well. Superb. Absolutely brilliant. Yeah, let's grab some next crops and let's do some beeswax, which is all going to come into the hatter. So is the beeswax a type of crop now then? It is. So I'm quite keen to see what that looks like. A beeswax farm. I assume it's just going to be beehives, I guess, which I'm quite interested to see. Let's continue our farming road. You will come basically just straight the way down, I think. Let's turn to a curve. Something like that. And then you can carry straight on. How much room do we have to play with here? Still quite a lot of space over this way. And then still another map to explore too. New farm. Hopefully this is still going to be in range of the granary. Guess we'll find out as we paint the field. Let's keep house upgrades happening too. I want to try hit that next population milestone today. Let me upgrade this house and then Mr. Power Man can come and live here. Very fashion conscious residents. With a workforce expansion to match as well. Okay, we'll wait for another normal family to come in. And in the meantime, what do our beeswax farm? Okay, so the flower fields. I guess that makes sense. And hopefully this will just push out nicely up against the cliff. Pretty much exactly. Just keep pushing that field down till we hit the limit. There we go. You just want a nice, normal, comfortable house. And I think you're still in range. Yes, you are. We just need the final worker. Perfect. So that granary's got quite a large range on it, hasn't it? Which is nice. And then let's continue our farm detailing. Let's just stick with the fence, I think. I don't know, I did like the hedging though, didn't I? I think the hedging works better with the vineyards. Oh, look at that. Little beehives. There in the field. Isn't that amazing? So cute. You okay? You are farmer. But you don't have your clothing need met. Which I guess is going to slow down your production. So is there any clothing solutions we can look at out here? Nothing that's going to be within touching distance of a warehouse though. That one will reach here. I don't know how I feel about having a clothing store here though. Maybe I'll avoid that. Are you super unhappy? 66. It's not amazing, is it? Yep, population increases. Let's upgrade all of our town centre homes. You want to be near water? Absolutely. You come in here. With all our current workforce demands growing as well. Let's go up to 81 people now. We can get some wooden roof, water pump, and a big shed. A big shed sounds very exciting, doesn't it? Extra granary workers is definitely going to be quite useful, though. I think I'm going to go for that first. That just seems very helpful, doesn't it? Having those extra workers. What do we want to do with this waterfront here? I think we'll just go with some tree lines again. We'll go with the same tree though. Let's pick up a medium, no randomization. Go for this. I can't remember the name. I play with this in City Skylines in the modded series. I can't remember what it's called. A very nice tree there. Hello, extra butcher. And you want to be living near a source of light, do you? Clearly afraid of the dark. These houses have got light decorations on. There you go. So let's continue to map out the town whilst our farm points are accruing. Were we on size 6 for this road? We were. We'll hold control so we can stay level. And then I guess I'll begin to create a bit of hierarchy around here. Are we heading back across the other side of the tracks on this map? We are, but it's very tiered. That's going to be quite difficult to build on. Don't know what's going to light up here just yet. We'll just prepare the road and hook in these other little tiny connections that are knocking around. There we go. What I'd love to do here as well is just come onto a bit of a free-form curve. And then just open up, essentially node control them, right, for our modded CS familiar people. I think also the same out this side. Back to our 6 size brush. And then we'll just drop down into that opened plaza design again. Probably better to do it with a straight road tool and an angle, to be fair, but I can get the impression with that. Right, then we'll keep our houses building up all around this main street. We upgrade this house and we'll put the foodie person in there. And then we have a loner here. You want far away from any neighbours. Don't really have any locations like that just yet for you. Suppose you could come live up here if you want. Let's create a bit of a loner's paradise. Not with this bigger dirt road though. But come up here. Have a loner's house. Need to delete some of those trees, I reckon, don't we? Come live over here, so we'll get people living in these houses. And then we'll see if they're meeting their demands. Yeah, it's still okay, actually. Everyone still seems happy. In terms of our farm points, we have a new cap of 800, which is the tier 3. Global stockpile. I think I'm going to get that. You've unlocked the global stockpile. This means that crops grown in Fontabrac or elsewhere can be accessed to power commerce buildings wherever you are. I'm assuming that's just going to work through the granary then, isn't it? Hello, people. House near water. I mean, how is that not near water? You're right there. You are literally right there. How about I upgrade this one? There you go. He's happy enough. Starting to come to the capacity of these first resources over here now as well. So let's head back to the other town then. Let's come back to Bellevue, or Belvaux, however you pronounce that. And let's see how we can access our global crop supply. It's quite SimCity 4-ish in the fact you've got like multiple connected towns all sharing the same supply and kind of population chain. It's very, very cool indeed. So into our food, for example. Yeah, so we have the granary here now. So if we were to, for example, use the winery here, you're going to want to be placed. Does that give luxury to the artisans? It does. It does give 2 luxury. Okay, well let's introduce a winery back to Bellevue then. We will have it here maybe. And then you're also going to want the granary to power you. Which way are we going to put this? I mean, we'll just put it next door for the time being. Let's also push this road out a little bit as well. It's gotten a little bit tight there, hasn't it? Let's do something like that. And we're filling these gaps with some small trees. You can do a bit of surface paint around here as well, actually. Maybe a little bit of dry grass here just to differentiate that. It's part of the same site, you know. Okay, so you want workers. And then you will want workers as well. So, how do you come in? That's because we need another warehouse worker, actually. Okay, so that's just immediately working then, is it? We have our winery now. It's producing 90 against a 70 demand. I guess now we have wine for the artisans to give them the luxury value. The little cliffside winery across from the bistro, of course. Okay. That's good then, that's a really simple one. That's just, I guess, going to teleport from Bellevue. It's not actually being dropped off from the train station into here. Which is still okay. I'm happy with that. Let's jump back to our farming town. And then I suppose we should get our other key buildings built here as well, including the mayor's home, so we can begin to accept requests. I won't make this one as grandiose as it was in the other town, because that was very kind of like Dr. Evil's lair perched upon the hillside cliff. And then let's keep all of this kind of cliffside as walkable road, I think. Something to there. Be a little bit out here too. And open up maybe a bit of a detailed plaza front on the road there maybe. And then we can intersect with our existing hierarchy. Does feel kind of weird using modern city planning practices. Road hierarchy in a game that doesn't have any cars, but I suppose it still applies, doesn't it? Let's do the mayor's home here. And we'll face this. There. Paint him. Maybe... yeah, just a little brick road up to his house. Maybe a little winding brick road. Bit small, that, isn't it? You can't even walk in that. Something along those lines, perhaps. And then with that in, we should be able to start accepting requests. You want tree decorations? That's fine. We can very easily add some trees onto our corner. Around this whole park space too. Which I guess it is becoming a park, isn't it? You want water. Possibly upgrade some of these guys. You might be happy near there. Yeah, plus 2%. That'll do. Our first request for the farming zone. Lone is their name. Hey Mayor, don't you just love that wonderful bread smell? And I mean fresh bread, the freshest. There's nothing better. If only Mom would bake us some every morning, but I guess that's never going to happen. Would you do something about this? Move Lone's family to live closer to a bakery. Sure. Our bakery is over here, isn't it? Well, let me just upgrade this one then, and you can come and move in there. So it's you guys. You will come and move over here. Could you imagine that? That family has literally just upped their entire life and their whole belongings because Lone wanted to smell fresh bread. Lone has an incredible amount of input over his family's lifestyle, doesn't he? What a reason to move house. For bread. Of course. Fresh bread does smell good, to be fair though. Can't complain at that. Oh, we have a honey person here. A house near beehives. Okay. Well, obviously you want to live out over here then, don't you? Maybe we can have a single little town residence out here. Let's see. This is right near Beehive, so they should be pretty impressed with this. And then we'll link that in. Plus 20% happiness from that. Yep, come on in. Let's keep this population climbing up today. I should have some more farm points to spend as well. Let's grab utility decorations. And we'll check these out. These are going to be under our farming, so we have a wooden roof. Which looks like a little store, which I think might be quite at home in the market as a point of decoration. And then we also got this water pump as well. It looks a bit like a sort of a town, well, communal water point, I suppose, isn't it? So I think we'll have that there. Right, good, you guys are moving in quickly. Let's do a quick wave of house upgrades. Boom, boom, boom. Plus 5%'s fine. Did we unlock anything else in the city yet? Yeah, we can move to village now. We unlock leisure and tier 3 of the research menu, which I guess we've already paid for a lot of this stuff, haven't we? So our upgrades are transferring across from city to city. Tier 3 will be available at 800 points, and let's currently expand our worker forces where we're needed. And then we'll finish up, I think, with a bit of Mayor's home decoration, shall we? Let's bring in some tall fancy fence. Actually no, we'll keep this guy grounded. He can stick to wooden fence. His twin mayor in the other town is an overlord with his hilltop evil lair. This farming town mayor can be much more grounded. Let's some larger trees in the property. Some smaller ones too. I feel like a little gazebo would be more than welcome. Decorate the house too. Bunch of lights on the front. Maybe lamp post or two at the front of the gate. Oh, there's a very small sweet spot. Come on, come on. There we go. Found it. There's always a sweet spot. Always. Oh, here's the big shed. Now I do like this. Wonder if we can put this here out in the farms. You can even get it in the fields, right? If you wanted to. Maybe here backing onto the train tracks. And I'll paint out maybe a little bit of surface. Just to show. It's maybe being used. Maybe the few more of those farm props out there as well, actually. Maybe one of the little huts. Little wood fire storage and another hay cart. Perfect. Isn't that so nice? Absolutely adorable. Simply brilliant. What a game, everyone. What a game. But I think with our mayor's house in on the waterfront, we will leave it there as we start our first farming town in Town to City. Hope you're still enjoying this series. This game is surprisingly deep. I wasn't expecting this much kind of economy simulation in such a detail-focused city builder. I really just can't recommend trying out this game for you. Such a small little indie team that's put this together, and it has so many really fun, unique city building mechanics. I'm an enormous fan of these functional detail city painters, especially when it's got such a unique art style as well. Really enjoying Town to City. An enormous shout out to the YouTube members and patrons that bankroll these videos, with a shout out to our golden patron eggs: Casino, Spartan Angel, Michael W, Bad Wolf, Louis Adlam, Phoenix MD, Blythe, Jamin, and Great to See. If you're interested in getting involved in that, links down below to Patreon and Instant Gaming, best ways to support the channel. Otherwise, I'll see you the next time as we continue to grow out our Town to City project. And as always, enjoy the rest of your day.